If you're tired of feeling stuck because you're scrolling social media or binging TV shows and movies without accomplishing the work that you are set to do, this video is for you. Today, I'm talking about dopamine detox. And I don't want to throw any shade, but a lot of people treat this dopamine detox as an antibiotic pill that you take once and then you're fixed for life. Well, I'm afraid that for me and for most people, it just doesn't work like that. Dopamine detox is not about challenge, but it's about changing yourself. Recently, I finished a detox. And what I realized is that after 7 days, I just went back to scrolling. Like, it was a little bit better at the start, but within a week or so, I was back to my old bad habits. So if I go back to being the same person, what was all for? Like, why did I do all these actions? Anyone can challenge me not using my phone for a week, but this completely misses the point of the challenge. In order for me to regain control, it has to be done with intention. And that's why most people, including me, I didn't see any results. What I realized is that it's very simple. The reason I didn't see any results is because I didn't have a proper protocol. But the most important part is that I ground this video and my protocol into Greek philosophy. I found a specific teaching from Diogenes that allowed me to see what was my mistake and how I can completely reprogram my brain in order to allow me to do hard things and in general what I want from my life. And what happened to me is that I finally started seeing real growth, improvement of my focus, and mental clarity, which is the most important part for me. It is 3 steps and you have to do all of them and in order for you to have a successful dopamine detox. So the part 1 is preparation, planning the rules, the structure in order for you to have a successful dopamine detox. But for me, the core issue is deeper. You need to find your real why. And the reason that you do that in the first place. If you don't find your purpose, everything falls apart. And I saw that again and again with people that I'm working with. As a CTO and mentor, the most successful people that I'm helping is the people that actually have a very strong reason to do it. But funny enough, it's not a positive reason, but it's actually to avoid something negative. It's interesting. It is the people that they realize what will happen if they don't change how they behave every day. So when I was trying to help people with positive reinforcement and I explained to them how much more money they will make or how much happier they will be, they seemed to like that and they seemed to respond well, but actually there was no substance behind that and everything was falling apart very fast. But when I changed my approach and I start finding the deeper reason that is very painful for them and how continuing the same habits will ruin their life, that was actually creating a massive progress, not only taking initial action, but also following through. One very successful way that I found was helping them to visualize how them keeping the same habits for 2 years, 5 years, 10 and 20 years in the future, and them seeing the distraction that they will create to themselves and to their families. It acted like a forcing function for them to move forward and have a visual image for them to run away from. If there is enough pain that you're trying to run away from, that's what actually sparks motivation for you to move forward with a sustained way. So I want you to ask yourself, why it is important for you to regain focus? What will happen if you don't get your focus back for 5, 10, or 20 years? What is going to happen if you don't get your life together right now? How your life will look like in 5, 10, 20 years if you don't get a grip on your life and you keep scrolling every day for the next 10 years? If you actually answer that and create a foundation, this will actually spark the energy for you to make your dopamine detox, but also keep the sustained energy in order for you to avoid this negative future. The second rule that you need to have, that nothing else will work if you don't have this one, is cutting, which is what exactly you are going to cut from your dopamine detox. This is the part that you need to find what keeps you addicted. There is one word that we keep using with Anu, my wife, and it actually changed my life. This word is presence. Every time that we want to remind to ourselves or to each other to be in the moment, we are using the word presence. And we use that when we eat, that sometimes we eat like animals and we don't even realize the taste or being with each other. We use that when we walk, that we don't look around and we are just like walking towards a direction. Or even more important, when we are with each other, that we just talk without actually being present in the moment. So if you go backwards, what takes you away from you being present? Is it, like most people, social media, doom scrolling, and Netflix? These things literally has to be physically deleted from your phone and completely been blocked during these 7 days. You have to understand that it doesn't matter how much willpower or discipline you have. Every time that you have to decide not to be on social media, you actually deplete your willpower. And this algorithm is made from specialists to hook you. There is a book I'm reading right now, it's called Hooked. And literally the whole goal of this book is how to make you addicted to the product. So you need to take TikTok out of your life, at least during these 7 days. Literally, even you seeing a notification is enough for you to have 30 minutes to disappear from your life because you start doom scrolling on YouTube. The second one that I see often is alcohol. You need to stay dry during this period. And you need to combine that with thrill-seeking behaviors like gambling or shopping, which is a very classic one, especially right now with Amazon, me for gadgets, my wife for clothes. These activities release massive surges of dopamine that completely hijack your brain. The book that I'm reading right now, one of the most important parts of keeping them hooked is variable rewards. Sometimes you're giving them an unbelievable reward, sometimes you give them nothing or even a negative, like almost a punishment reward. And you can see that through TikToks that some of them are unbelievable, some of them are garbage. And your brain makes you crave even more, you getting the good reward. I was reading studies that they say that if you know exactly what the reward is going to be, and the reward is always good, is actually less addicting than having the variable reward. Maybe I will find a way better deal on my next Amazon purchase. Maybe my next TikTok will be super fun. If we are not 100% sure we are gonna get rewarded, our craving for it is getting amplified. There is a word called autarkia, and it actually means self-sufficient. The word means needing nothing outside of yourself for you to be content. And where I found the story was with Diogenes. Diogenes almost owned nothing. He was on the extreme spectrum of minimalism. And there is a story that he just owned a wooden cup. But one day he saw a kid on a stream drinking from his own hands, and that inspired him to even give this cup away and start doing the same. He believed, and that was on the extreme side, is that owning anything is actually takes your freedom away. And that goes 10 times more extreme today, that some of these things have the ability to even addict you and take even more of your freedom away. So it's one thing for you to own a phone, but TikTok is literally being designed to make you being a slave of your mind. And they do that in order to hijack you and get your time. The second story that really made me understand how he thinks is that when he met Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, at this point, he was one of the most powerful men in the world at this point. And when they came to meet, Alexander gave him anything that he wanted. And Diogenes, while he was lying down, he told him to move because he was blocking the sun. Literally, the richest and most powerful men had nothing to give to Diogenes. And when Alexander started walking away, he said, if I wasn't Alexander, I would want to be Diogenes. And I believe that the reason that he said that is because he understood how actually free this person is. And that made me understand that power can come either from owning everything or by nothing owning you. So with that, let's talk about the last part, which is for how long you should do this dopamine detox. For me, what worked in the past was around 7 days. There is so much constant stimulation and dopamine from everything that we do that even in the first 3 to 4 days, you actually are adjusting to what was just happened to your nervous system. At the first days, as you saw from multiple videos, you will feel pain, you will feel extreme boredom, and you need to pass through this hump in order for your brain to fully reset. And it's funny, the more you consume, the less you actually enjoy. Because literally our body has a biological protective mechanism to literally stop you from overstimulation. So what your body does is that it made you desensitized. So my goal here is that you not watching content for 7 days, it will allow you to go from overstimulation to homeostasis, which means that you are balanced again and your nervous system is back with where it started. The funny thing is that you can always go more if you want. Like multiple times I was feeling that I was in such a great place, not watching content with my wife. We just wanted to prolong that, and we ended up not watching any content for 2 to 3 months in Austin, Texas. And that was some of the best time we had, going for our best dates, exploring the city, getting to know each other, just because we didn't have Netflix for us to forget our lives and not be present. For me, when I did my detox, it actually made me feel so powerful and in control of myself. Not only being present, but also being free. Actually, I had some of my best times while not being a slave to TikTok. But the most important part was that I was actually present in my life. And for me, this is a constant battle. All these algorithms will keep hijacking my brain, and I keep using dopamine detox in order to rebalance myself. At this point, I'm using this protocol at least once every 3 months approximately, when I see myself that I'm fully hijacked again and I don't have control of my own self. And I'm 100% sure you can do exactly the same. You just need to have the right why, cut the things that doesn't serve you, and do that for long enough that your dopamine comes back to homeostasis. If you were for all this time, for the love of God, subscribe to this channel. I'm focusing on mindset and Greek philosophy to help you create a direction in your life. And like this video, plus comment 444 to know that you were all the way to the end. I will see you in the next one.